Hello and welcome to the stream. My name is tmaaz. This is the construction zone, and how you doing? It's been a while. I have been just absolutely buried with work at my day job, and it has been overflowing into my evenings quite frequently, and so I haven't had a lot of time to be able to stream. And I do apologize, I've been falling behind. If you watch live, that will be pertinent to you. If you are a person who watches VODs, you will notice that there haven't been as many. If you watch on YouTube, you probably won't notice any difference because I do have a backlog of videos that I've been posting on there, so you'll probably never know the difference. But yeah, hi, hello. It feels like it's been ages. We are going to be jumping back into Sable, as you can see on the giant broken screen behind me here. We are on a playthrough. This is our first playthrough of the game. I've never played the game before. I have been very careful to not look at any like cheats or any heads up kind of things about the game. This is the first time I've ever played. Not only that, but where was I going with this? I'm sorry. There's just so much going on inside my head right now. I'm trying to shift gears into streaming because I literally just jumped off of my laptop from work and started streaming. So I'm playing through this game. This is going to be our this is part 6 of the first playthrough. I have been playing this game for the past 6 times that I've streamed. The past 5 times. Tonight will be the 6th. Yeah, and we are getting through the game, and we are not rushing. We are taking our time, and we are exploring the world and finding out all kinds of amazing things about this this world that Sable lives in. So, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and head over to the workshop? There we go. A little more comfortable. Got the seat, got the coffee. All right. Yeah, so, excuse me, I'm sorry. So yeah, like I was saying, we're going to be jumping back into playing Sable this evening for this stream. And like it says in the notes, or in the, what do you call them? Sorry. The, I am just, my brain is just fallen out of my ears and it's wandered off by itself. The tags below, you can see, it does say no backseating. We do ask, we being me and myself and I do ask that you not backseat, that you just sit and enjoy, chat with me if you'd like, or you can just lurk if you want to. I love my lurkers, love my chatters. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the game. All right, we are going to switch audio over as well because the game has phenomenal audio of its own. There we go. And let me, gotta reach way over to get to my controller. There we go. Okay, so we are going to continue the current game. Whoops. It helps if you click in the window you're actually trying to click on. There we go. Oh, and I forgot, this game's really loud. So we're going to take this down to about there. All right. Yeah, I forget every time I stop and start the game, it reboots the sound back up to 100%. All right. And last we played, we had stopped here at Ekria. We have an absolute truckload of quests that we are supposed to be doing. We are standing here next to our glider. I believe the gliders sitting here are both also for sale. I haven't looked at buying a different glider, but I'm pondering it. Like, I don't know, maybe it'd be kind of fun to have a different glider. I don't know, maybe that'll come later. I haven't quite decided yet. So let's burn through the menu here real quick. And for some reason, every time we start the game, it puts us back in our childhood clothes. So we want our mask. We have collected, let's see, we have now the biker top. That's our childhood clothing. We have a bouldering shirt. We have a machinist shirt. And then we have our glider shirt, which I have been wearing almost exclusively. We have the atomic priesthood trousers. I think we picked those up at the Beatles sanctuary. We have the biker trousers, the Abexi trousers, the Akreen guard trousers, but we often just wear our Abexi glider trousers. So that covers our clothing. In our inventory, we have, let's see, we've got quite a few. We've got some chum eggs. We are collecting those for the chum queen. Let's see, we have some dusk fireflies. Those we need to be out in the desert more to collect more of those, and I do believe that we have a quest to collect several of those. We've picked up some pomegranates along the way. We've picked up some figs, 4 dragonflies. Actually, we've picked up quite a bit more than that. I actually sold the lion's share of all of these butterflies and like the butterflies and the dragonflies. I sold most of them. And then we have these different dyes for the colors of the bike. So And I'm not entirely sure how we use those. That hasn't come up yet. So I'm not sure how we can paint our bike, but I'm kind of looking forward to the day that we can. I think that's kind of cool. Okay, so we will, these are all the quests that we have currently. Heartbreak in the city. We have to ask people in the city about what happened to the power. We're trying to help them find out who sabotaged the power. View from the bridge. We've had this quest pretty much since the beginning of the game. We would have to go out into the desert and meet Elizabeth at a bridge that is far enough away that it's not even on our map. So we haven't quite traversed into that yet. The ancient race. We have found 2 ring-shaped artifacts now. We're not entirely sure what they do, what they're meant for, but we have them. So that is a quest that we're currently on. The Cartographer's Mask. So the next time we go back to Burning Oak, we have enough badges that we've earned to actually get our Cartographer's Mask. We need to bring, like I was saying earlier, we need to bring some of those eggs back to the Queen. Currently, I have Remnants of Change selected. We have been asked to take some of these beetle husks that we have and deliver them to a person in the town we're in. However, we have not been able to find that person. And where the map says that person is located, they aren't there. So I'm not sure if it's a bug. I'm not sure if the person only shows up sometimes. Haven't quite figured that part out yet of what's happening with that. The gliding, again, that's just, collecting masks as we go. Historical connection, finding Saren, the AI that is in all of the spaceships. And then Nazi's Nibbles. Oh, and this is the person who asked me to gather the glowworms. Okay. Oh, wait, that says glowworms. That's not... Oh, that's totally different. Okay, I don't know where those are. So, well, there's another thing we have to do. Okay, so, but currently we're looking for Ayan in the chime maker in Akria here. This is our map. We are currently, as you can see, our pinpoint is in Akria. We have found the edge of the map all the way to the top, all the way to east and west to the top. And then once you come down here, the lower portion of the map we haven't discovered yet. So we've still got all this to go so far. But for right now, we are up in this area. Let's see, and we don't need to go into the settings because that's all taken care of. So yeah, so we are still looking for this character that's supposed to, this person that we can give these husks to so we can finish this quest. We just haven't found him yet. So, and the weird thing is if we look at the map, let's go back to the map. And if we go over to the quest, and we have the quest selected, whoops, we have the quest selected. Now, when we go to our map, and if we zoom in on Akria, that white mark up there, right? That white mark should be where they are located, where the person is. That's what that mark means. And you can see me over there onto kind of off to the left-hand side, the orange arrow with the circle around it. And so I just kept passing back and forth over around that whole mark, and it just the person just isn't there, or they are either really high up in the sky or underground or something. I don't know how to get to them. So we're going to continue this time. We're going to continue to try to find them. So we are looking, I believe, in the wrong direction. Let's look back at our map really quick. Okay. Let's turn that way. Nope. About halfway. Like right there. Sort of. Yeah, I remember where it is. It's inside here. We'll cut through the machinist shop here. And we'll head up and we'll see if we can find her. Or them. I don't know who they are. Just look around really quick, see if we're missing anything. Everything looks good. There's a lot of these, what appear to be fake doorways that you can climb up, but I can't seem to go through. Unless, yeah, I don't know if that's just a style design thing, but it sure looks like it's supposed to be a doorway. Alright, so here we are in town. Let's look at our map really quick. Yep, we're getting closer, facing the right direction. So we're going to continue through this way. Like this. Here, there's a door here, but yeah, we climb up it. We don't seem to try to pass through the door. Alright, so we can't get through there. All these masks on the painted on the wall. Oh, who are you? Courier Jody. The power of being off means a lot of businesses have stopped completely, but some market traders seem to have been able to take... Oh, we already talked to them. Yeah, we already talked to them. Okay, that's fine. There's a lot of masks up here on the wall, drawn onto the wall. Is this where the mask is hidden? When we first started the game, one of the NPCs told us there was a mask hidden somewhere in the city, and we needed to find it. It's not back there. It's not inside that box. And they said we'd find it by... Well, we did find the symbol where it was supposed to be, but it wouldn't let us do anything. Okay, are we getting any closer to the subject? Yep, we're getting quite a bit closer. That was the guy we just talked to. Whoop. Oh. Climb up onto the roof here. And I believe, yeah, it's right below us, basically. They should be, like, right here somewhere. Like, how do I get this door to open? Because there's that symbol again. How do we get inside there? There's nothing in there. Okay, weird camera angle. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain it has something to do with this. It's like in here or behind here or yeah, there's there's something to this. Yeah, we're standing directly on top of it, whatever it is. Because if we go down a level... Oh, there's the... That was Joe... That was... Yeah, that was the same character again. Because we went in here. This looks like a wind chime store. But there's nobody in here. And there doesn't appear to be any... There doesn't appear to be any, like, secret things or stuff you can pick up or... So, like, I'm looking at the... Do the pictures mean something on the wall? You know, is this a doorway I'm supposed to, like... Get... No, see, I can't sneak through there. I've been on the other side of that wall, so I know what's over there. And I can't get over any farther that way. There doesn't appear to be anything up there. Yeah, so I'm stuck. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to close the door? Am I... Is it hidden here somewhere? Am I missing something? Do I not have something I need? Is the game bugged? Is there supposed to be somebody here? Or maybe it's a time of day thing, like do I need to wait for it to be nightfall? And they'll come back? Because the person that's sitting over there at the table runs the next shop. It's not the person from here. So let's try that. Let's stand in. Yeah, see, we go inside and it makes that jingle sound of the chimes. So I honestly believe we are in the right place. And do we have to sit down on the rug? Do we... Oh, how do I do that again? No, that's crouch. There's a way to actually sit down. No, not that. Yeah, Ifa asked me to take the husks and deliver them to a chime maker in Ekria. Ayan. So right here. Someone is supposed to be standing here and they're not, and I don't know where they are. I'll tell you what, while we're waiting, I'm gonna do this really quick. Go here. And there we go, we'll do that. So the chat window isn't covering up part of the gameplay here. All right. So yeah, I guess we'll just hang out and wait and see if this person shows up. I mean, I guess we could run up and see if those doors have opened now that it's getting darker. Is this like the whole watched pot that doesn't boil? Okay, so the torches on the temple are lit. I don't think those were lit before. Everything looks the same. Yeah, the stars are out, so it's night. Okay, no one's standing up here. No one's in the shop. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a key piece of information here. Yeah, it says we're supposed to be here. Now let's sneak into this guy's shop again, maybe. Yeah, there's a door here. But again, can't seem to open it. Yeah, that's Toto. So, I don't know. It is definitely nighttime now. No sign of anybody in the shop. No sign of anybody out here. Let's go up and look at the door again. Maybe see if the door is opened. No, both the doors are still closed. Everything in the temple looks the same. I mean, we could try... We've already been in here, though. We know it's not in there. We came through from the other side. There's that symbol again. And there's something here. Like under the water? Like, I don't know what it is, but there's something definitely there. And again, there's the symbol. That's a new sound. Alright, we'll go around and we'll go down to the tunnel again, and I don't know, maybe, maybe we missed something. Maybe there's something in that tunnel we didn't see before. There's the symbol again. On the boat for some reason. Do we have to take the, can we take the boat? Oh, hold on a second. That was weird. Alright, let's see, I don't remember. Did I come up here and then get in the boat? Like that? Yeah, I don't think I can make the boat do anything. So like I said, we'll go over to where that oh, there's a, hold on, there's a clay pot up there. I must have missed that one. Climb up. There we go. Oh, no, it's already been opened. I didn't see the lid laying next to it. Okay, here are the pipes over here. No, 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 get down. Get. What are you doing? Yeah, there's the one that we could see. We were on the other side of it. So when we do... Yeah, we were already down here. We already came through here. Trying to get the camera to stay aimed the right direction. Yeah, it's... I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to get to wherever this is. Let's see. To get out of the water, we can climb up this, I think. Oh, there we go. I seem to be stuck. Oh, there we go. That was weird. Okay, so again, it's saying it's behind this wall. Yeah, because if I go that way, so it's here. We could try to get on top of this. Oh. Come over this way. There you go. Okay. Yeah, it's literally right here. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, it's sunrise now. The torches are back out. Doors are still closed. Nothing's changed in here. There's no one here. Yeah, right here. So I don't understand. I'll tell you what, let's I mean, I guess we could look up and see. AE. Am I supposed to just leave them here, maybe? So what happens if I go into my belongings? There we go. Okay, I don't have the ability to just set something down or to drop something. I think I have to physically give it to somebody. AEYAN. Okay. We are going to just quickly look up. Okay, I'm not even going to read anymore. That's all I needed to see. The very first result on Google, just a snippet of it says, Ayan will not be in Akria when you arrive unless you have already completed most of another quest that I don't even have yet. So it would have been really nice if there would have been some mechanic or something that said, hey, they're not here, you need to come back later, or like a sign on the door that says we'll be back sometime later, something to tell you that you're not, that the game isn't broken, that you're not missing something, that something's not wrong. Yeah, because that was kind of frustrating. I wasted a lot of time looking around for this person who physically just won't be here because it's a linear part of the game, which is really odd in a very non-linear game for there to be a linear part like that. Yeah, that's kind of odd. Okay, so let's ditch that quest since obviously it can't be done. So instead of doing that, let's go, whoops, I'm gonna get my mouse off of the screen. There we go. Ask around Akria for more information about, okay, so let's get back to this. Yeah, we'll continue asking around. Let's just start at one end and work our way across the city and find more people to talk to about this, let's see, we already talked to him. We already talked to the machinist down there. Let's see, is there anybody down this way? Oh, it's just a bucket. Is there anybody down here on the docks? I didn't see anybody before. Now it looks pretty quiet out here. Let's look back here. That's the machinist shop. Okay, that way. So that was this whole... Interesting. Hold on a second. Just out of curiosity. Oh, I heard that. Something's clunking around up here. Okay, those are too tall to climb. I wonder why they're not working. I don't see a door below me on this level here. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a way in. What's down here? Okay, we're directly above the machinist shop. That's my bike over there. Alright, so let's check over there. Whoop. Kind of slid a little bit. I think I've been over here. Is there anything? No, nothing down there by the big magnets. This is on top of the... Yeah, these are the roofs of the bazaar. Below us. Doesn't appear to be anything there. Okay. Doesn't appear to be anything up here. Curious if there's something in particular that's making that noise. There's a... I'm kind of trying to look down the edges down there. Let's take a look down here. We can climb back up. Okay, there's nothing back here in this cubby. Alright, well hopefully I can get back up. That's a long way up. Yeah, I should be fine. Alright, and then... I don't think I've been in here before. I see a clay pot down there. And we have an NPC who's just standing here. Let's go find out why. Okay, they're not talking. Right. Let's see if there's anything back here. No, nothing hidden back here. But why are they just standing here? I don't see anything in any of this stuff. What's this way? So that gate's closed. I would have had to have gone... Okay, so this takes us all the way back around to where that bridge is. Okay, we've got a lot of NPCs that are just frozen. Like, they're just standing. Interesting. Little treasure hidden on the roof. All right, let's head back this way. There are a lot of birds up there. All right. Check over this way. Yeah, that's this town center where all the people were talking. There's the giant bell at the entrance. Okay. Okay, and I tried to climb up there before, and I got as high as that outcropping, and you can't get past it. So I would have to be, if there's something up there, I would have to be even higher up and then get to it. One thing I did notice when I was playing last time, I believe, is I stopped here and looked up and felt like that rock was very similarly shaped to an item in my yeah, that key right there, that like turquoise and gold key. They're similar. Don't know if they have something to do with each other, but okay, so since I've already been up on that side, I feel like we've now looked at all of the we need to drop a level. Like we've looked at all the higher up levels. And so now we'll drop down into the city. I don't think there's anything else up here to be discovered. Alright, so we came through here. Nobody here that we can talk to. There's the bridge. This. There's nobody in that stall, nobody in that stall. Yeah, Citra is waiting for the glowworms. Oh, there's a chicken. There's a bike with some power problems. But we can't get into that. And this guard... I need to speak to Iria. You said something about pomegranates. I'm just passing by. Okay, I don't think I've gotten to the point where I can do whatever that next step of the puzzle is. Alright, so we've checked all this out. We went back there. That's as far as we can go that way. We'll cross back over here. Okay, and we already looked out there. That's the shop where the person we were looking for isn't. Okay, we know there's nothing up there because we've been up there like 9 times. Doorway we can't get into. Let's see what's back this way. There was the homeless person we gave money to. That just takes us back to where we were, okay? So we know we've been there. We've been through that hallway. Go back here. A large statue. Nope, nope, didn't want to climb up there. Nope, didn't want to climb up there. Nope. Didn't want to climb up there. Okay, there are stairs down over there. Let's go ahead and look at where these go. Interesting. Okay. Okay, there's that catwalk. There's just clothes hanging up there in the corner. There's nothing in that box. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's the back way into the market where everyone's standing. Alright, so we'll come back this way. That's where we came from. That's where we're going next. Can't get in that door. That's Jody again. Seems to have gotten stuck. Crane Carlo, I quite like it when the power's off. There's a sense of peacefulness to it. Interesting. Let's go back this way. Okay, I believe this is the doctor. Yeah, that was the doctor. We've already talked to the doctor. And then we are all the way back around to where the temple, that little temple area is. So I believe we have talked to everybody in town. Let's go back and we will talk to the people down here in the crowd again. I don't know why, but I think we've run out of people to talk to. Okay, he's telling everybody to be calm. They're restoring power. Who did this? Have you found out who it was yet? Are we under attack? You have to do something. The power's been off for days now. When we get our water back? Useless. Completely useless. How did we end up in a position where almost everything we rely on comes to a complete halt? Okay, I feel like I've talked to everybody in town. Can I talk to these guys? No, they're not talkative. Sandeep says hello. Review suspects. Okay, we haven't talked to Merchant Area yet. Okay, so we need to go up and talk to Area because I believe we've talked to everybody else. There is one thing I want to check though. I feel like the mask was glitched. There's a spot over here that I think I'm supposed to go to. I've talked to everybody out here. So yeah, if I walk up to this and I stand right in front of it, and then if I come over here to where that marking is on the wall, the mask isn't there anymore. Okay. Am I the only one seeing that? Is that where the mask is hidden? Is in that water? Hold on. Remember when I was over here and I said, that seems really weird. There's something under the water. Where was that? That was like back here somewhere. We'll just take it the easy way. We'll climb over the walls to get to it. And then we can look down and see. Okay, it wasn't here. Oh, where was that? There's no water down there. Where was that? That's the bazaar. That's the machine shop. There it is. It was... Was it in there? Or was it... It's in here. How do I get the contents of whatever that is? I can't pick it up. Wait, the lid's already off of it. So I already have whatever's in there. Okay, so that was a dead end. I thought maybe that was something. Whoops. Right, where was that mask? It's out this way. Where is it? This way? Where's the front of the building? It's over here. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like something's... talked to them before. Yeah, it thinks that I'm underwater. Look how it's doing this weird... There's like a weird glitch. Alright, let's go back and talk to this guy again about the mask. Where is he? This guy. Yeah, it says, I'll wait here for you to get the mask. It'll take a bit of a swim. And now it's like, it keeps acting like I'm in water. So that symbol and if you come over here, that same symbol is on the wall right there. Those are the only two places I've seen that symbol. And the only place to swim is let's go the quick way. Down here. It'll take a bit of a swim. You can't speed swim either. Alright, so what if we do let's scope out from the ground first. It'll take a bit of a swim. Kind of ran into some stuff there because I wasn't paying attention. What's this? Little secret hidey place back here. Interesting. There's the mask. Okay, so we have the mask. And now we need to return it to tmaaz, which I think is really funny. There's a character with a name very close to my nickname. Oh, come on, get up on land. It's much easier to go on land. There we go. Alright, we'll fast run back towards town. Yeah, there's a glitch. It keeps trailing like I'm in the water. I show tmaaz his old mask. He barely reacts, but then gently takes it from me and holds it up so that he and his younger self are nose to nose. He chuckles. I can see why they feared me. It's beautiful. He hands it back quicker than he took it, stopping a daydream before it starts. When you wear the mask of the shade, there is no greater ally than darkness and dread. Wait until nightfall. Then proceed to the guard station. Be as quiet as you can and evade their eyes until the moment you must strike. Then, when the time is right, he hisses the last bit, dripping with venom. Show them the shade. I shiver. Put the shade mask on and let me know when you're ready to do this. Farewell, glider. Together... Whoops, hold on. What was that? Together, tmaaz and I form a plan to free the boy? I should speak to tmaaz when I'm ready to go ahead with the plan. I'm so lost. Ooh, what? Where? One of the children in his care is imprisoned for illegally tapping the water supply. Okay, that's what that's all about. Okay, so we still have that to deal with. So what we're gonna do is, now that we got that part done, we're gonna go talk to that guard. Sorry, not the guard. The person upstairs. There's a guard outside the door, and we're gonna get through there using the pomegranates we have. How do we get to... I think it's over here. And then this way. And then is it back here? No, A little bit further. Yep, that's the machine shop. It's the next one over. This one. Can I help you? I need to speak to Iria. Iria is a very important person. If I'm going to let a bothersome glider interrupt her day, it had better be worth my while. Offer 100 cuts, offer 150 cuts, offer 50, offer a pomegranate. The guard seems delighted by my offer. Oh, Rohana, this is beautiful. He snatches the pomegranate greedily from my hands and indicates that I can pass now. Move along, glider. Ah. Give the people what they want. Okay, we've got bookshelves. A lot of tumbled over crates and broken stuff. Not seeing any clay pots yet. Let's not run. Take it nice and slow just in case there's something we need in here. Okay, we've got a small child. Very small child. Standing there. What am I looking at through here? Oh, that must look down over the bazaar. Oh, the colors just got really colorful. Okay, we've got pictures on the walls. And we've got a guard, a very large guard, standing next to somebody at the desk, who I'm guessing is Iria? Alright, I'm not seeing any, not seeing anything else in here that we could deal with. If Iria is surprised, happy, or displeased to see me, it's hard to tell. The guard by her side tenses up as I approach, but Iria signals to them and they relax. My presence is permitted. For now. Merchant Iria. So you got past Giannis. Was it a pomegranate, or just good old-fashioned cuts? It doesn't really matter, I suppose. Well, you're here now. Yes? I have some questions about the power cut. How do I get myself merchant's badges? Iria seems completely disinterested in my question. I'm not even sure she heard me. I go to ask again when she lets out a big sigh. How do you think? What do merchants do? Don't answer that. You can buy them from me. Yes? I have some questions about the power cut. You have 5 minutes and then I want you gone. Any idea why someone might have taken the core? Where were you when the power... Who do you think did it? It'll be some lowlife from the Sarai. Probably that climber fellow, Gary. Garay? They say he's, you know, one to speak to when a job needs doing. Although he's not exactly what I'd call discreet. Fellow like that, he won't be the brains behind it. But if I were a scummy little nobody, he's the person I'd hire to get the work done. I'm told you can find him under the bridge outside the town gate. I add Garay to my list of suspects. Okay. I could ask more questions. Yep, we have time. Any idea why someone might have taken the core? There is a deeply irritated sigh at the beginning of her speech, and it comes like the hiss of a viper. 2 reasons I can imagine. 1, because they've got something to gain from bringing the town to its knees. And now a sharp, annoyed inhale. 2, because power cores fetch a substantial price in illegal markets. Could be one of those, could be both. Don't know. I could still ask more questions. The question that's probably going to get us kicked out. Where were you when the power went out? I can feel her eyes narrow on me and imagine the drag of her tongue along her upper teeth. She dislikes me very much. I will ignore the implications of that question, friend. But I was here in the market. Ask around if you'd like. Any of the guards will vouch for me. I could ask more questions. I think we've run out of questions. Okay, we're done. Oh, do we want to buy a merchant's badge? Sure, why not? Very well. A gem representing a cut adorns this circular badge, given or sold by members of the Merchants Guild. Why does it say 3? I only want 1. Just 1. Confirm. Okay, so we'll close that. Anything else? I say goodbye to Iria. I should probably check back in with Sandeep to see if the new power core is ready. Quest updated. Heartbreak in the city. Okay, well, at least she didn't flambe us over a nice hot pot of oil. So we're gonna go down here, and we're gonna stop for a second. Quest events. I spoke to Sandeep, a guard in Akriya. He wants me to help with the investigation. We did that. I delivered the spare power cord to Hamza for repairs. Check with Sandeep to see if the spare power core is ready. And then ask around for more information about the power. Okay, so check with Sandeep. Whoops. There we go. Check with Sandeep. Sandeep is the guard. Okay. So we need to go back out to the bazaar. Or sorry, to the town center. So we'll use this cut through. Alright, and we'll talk to Sandeep. Sandeep rocks from the balls of his feet to the heels and back, pleased. Good news, Hamza's finished his work on the spare power core. I could use your help with it if you've got a moment. I can help. Perfect. I'd like you to take the new core to the atomic heart and plug it in. And while you're there, see if you can't pick up on any clues about who may have stolen the original. Yes. You came to the right glider. Clues? What sort of clues? What sort of clues? Well, you know, something out of place. I ask how he does it as a guard. You like tapestry, yes? I nod. Have you ever looked at a big, beautiful, ornate tapestry and been so impressed with its craftsmanship, and then suddenly found your eyes drawn to a tiny little snag, just one little thing out of place? Clues are like that. Hamza left a key card for you. You'll need to unlock the front door. The central chamber is protected by a security code, but I'm sure you'll find your way in. The thief managed somehow. To get to the Atomic Heart, head over to the substation just outside of town and follow the power cable that runs through and under the sand. See you soon, hopefully with news. Wait, I don't say goodbye to Sandeep. I had other questions. Ira is very powerful. We'd have a very hard time building a strong case against her. Okay. What's his motive? He sold it. Someone paid him to do it. He stole the key from Hamza's workshop. He's a climber. He climbed. Not sure yet. Okay. Oh, that... Whoop, didn't mean to sit down. Okay. So where are the... Didn't mean to grab onto that. There we go. Grab some of those again. Just in case we need more of them for pay the guard off. Okay, let's look at our list again. Follow the giant cable from Akria out to the Atomic Heart. Which is, if I remember correctly, yeah, you start here. But as you can see, the cable goes there, there, there. And it just keeps going and going. I believe that's the Atomic Heart is out there. View from the bridge, the ancient race. Building the queen, remnants. Okay, can't do that. The gliding. Ask around at Seven Sisters Station to find out how to catch glowworms. Okay. I don't... That's a new touch. Riding the wave. Okay, that's all the way on the other side of the map. Shade of Ekria. Together, Maz and I formed a plan to free the boy. I should speak to Maz when I'm ready to go ahead with the plan. Scrap metal. Okay, we're not ready to do that. Okay, so I guess the next open one is to go ahead and do the power station. If it's on the other end, I should have my bike. Can I call for it from here? Is it gonna hear me? I'm gonna come out this way. Let's see if it'll find me from over there. Oh, it heard me. Here it is. It's coming. It's behind the barrels. There it is. All right. Yeah, this is a very strange bug. The water above my head. I don't know how to make that stop doing that. So does it want me to climb on top of this, or? Because that can be arranged. Where'd it go? There it is. Pretty sure I saw a pomegranate over here. There we go. Alright, so let's climb on top here just in case that's part of the quest. Rest for a second. Okay. Is there something up here in particular we needed? Don't see anything. Did I see... Is there something up on top of there? I think it's being sneaky. I think there's something up on top of here. I think it's being sneaky. Alright, what's up here? Let's step back a little bit. No, apparently there isn't. I'm not sure why we can hear so many people up here, though. That part's kind of weird. I wish we had binoculars so I could see the tower over there and see what's on top of it. Okay, so oh wait. Yeah, the interface is acting really weird. That's our quest. Yeah, we are where it asked us to be. Okay, so bike, where are you? Down that side, I believe. All right. Keep flying along the cable here. All right, there's a bit of a settlement over there of some kind. Oh, this curves back that way, okay. More pomegranates. Oh, I see. Okay, there's cable over there. So it goes down this way somewhere. All right, camera, there you go. Keep with me. Well, those are animal bones. Okay. So we were here when the trail kind of stopped. It's a little bit this way. Oh, there it is. Okay. Piece of metal sticking up. Oh, would you look at that? Wow. Okay. Curious how many of these may have been along the way that I may not have seen. We may have to go back. May have to go back along the top and see if there's more of those. Okay, there appears to be a gate down there to the front door. Let's interesting. Okay, so... Oh, there's a little gap in there. All right. Guessing there's going to be one spot where it's like big enough for me to get through. Is it back here? No. Now let's go back this way. Maybe in the corner here. Interesting. Okay. So it won't let me sneak up there on that. Let's go around this way and see if there's other options for the sneaky sneak. Like that. Okay. That's how you do it. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go back around this way. Okay. That appears to be a climby bit there. Okay. Not seeing anything broken. I'm not seeing a way in from that vantage point. Let's try on this side. No. Oh, okay. So I think we're all the way back around, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, so can't get through that way. It's acting very strange. Okay, so it'll let me climb this high, but no higher. So I think this was an intentional, like, wild goose chase. Yeah, I don't see any other way from up here, unless I'm supposed to get up here to find something else. Like, is there something else up here I'm supposed to look at from this vantage? Okay, we got that. Like these? Nope, those aren't climbable either. Okay. So I can't sneak my way up on those. All right. So there's the cable that comes in. We went up there. We went all the way around the top. Let's go all the way around the bottom down here. See if there's anything we were missing. I highly doubt it. But it's always good to check. Okay, it's interesting that it considered us not even here until we came back around to the front door. So yeah, all of that was kind of like a. It was a false lead to see if you would try to go that way. There's a slot for the key card on the terminal. Perhaps this would unlock the door. I insert the key card and the door unlocks. Okay. Thanks. You gonna close behind me? Yes, it does. All right. I see power units in there. This appears to go up to a second level of some kind. Interesting. Okay, we'll come back to this. Okay. Let's go back the other way. Nice. Big old box of scrap metal. Okay. Anything up? No. Okay, so the only way... Yeah, there's no key for that. So the only way in is through this other way up here. Wherever this goes. All right. Let's see what we're working with here. Appears this is the only route we can go. All right, we are on the upper level of the core. Let's walk around up here, get a bird's eye view, see what's going on. And that's exactly why. Alright. Got a couple somethings up here. Nice. All right, we circled all the way around. So I see the core down there. There appears to be another ring above us. And there's the ring here. Okay, so we've got a ladder over there We've got a catwalk here. Now, okay, so there is definitely a way to get back up here. That power unit here will unlock the door. Okay. That's the door we came in, yeah. Okay, so do we need to get inside here? Plain as day, one can see the high window has been smashed, and it's wide enough for any grown person to make their way inside, though they'd need to be quite athletic. Most of the glass is on the outside of the chamber. It may have been smashed from inside. Yeah, for the glass to be outside, they would have smashed it from in there. Okay, I see the sparks jumping from the wire out over there. A clump of feathers. I try to picture the bird large and powerful enough to carry away a power core, and decide that it is one suspect I can absolutely rule out. Though I would very much like to see it. A bird with very large feathers. Is it that weird looking bird that's up on top of the mountain? Sparks shoot out from the wires around the socket, but the damage to the empty socket itself is non-existent as far as I can tell. The culprit took good care in removing the core. It makes sense. If I were to steal something so valuable, I would be delicate too. But why the torn up cables? It almost looks staged. I slot the new core into the socket. The sound is satisfying. Any other clues in here? No, I guess not. We'll walk around the outside just in case. No? Alright, we'll go up a level. We'll walk around just in case. I don't think there's anything else. I think we found all the bits and bobs. Okay, so I guess I can't take the. I guess I can't get the card back. All right. I should return to Sandeep now that the power is back. All right, the atomic heart has been turned back on. Double check really quick. Looking around. Okay. Gonna look along the top of the cable here to see. Just keeping an eye out for any more chum eggs. Oh. There's one up there that I already got. So there was one along the way, at least one so far. Alright, we're coming up back up on the city here. Tight squeeze. I was sure it would go above the water. So that's a no. It doesn't. I'm really surprised. I thought it would skim above the water. Whoa. Alright, we're gonna leave our bike over here by the mechanic again. Oh. Interesting, he's not here anymore. I wonder where he ran off to. Very interesting. Artist Costas. Look at all the swirling pools of water, the glistening surface of liquid dancing and reflecting light. Inspiring. I can't tell if he's talking to me or himself, so I leave him be. Saizo always said artists were an odd sort. Wow. Feeling a little called out. True, but true, but feeling a little called out nonetheless. Okay, so I'm guessing when we okay, so the NPC character there is now in there like praying to that statue. Okay. Were all the doors closed because the power was out? Because I don't remember this being here before. Yeah, don't remember this being here at all before. Fabric seller Kalia. Welcome to Kalia's Clothing. How can I help you today? Can I see what you have? Tell me about this shop. I don't need anything. Tell me about your shop. Well, I guess I had that coming. This is Kalia Clothing and this is my shop. I'm Kalia, in case you didn't get that. Jeez. I came to Akria during my gliding and saw a little rundown leather shop here. Nobody cared for it, and I couldn't help strike a deal with the owners to take it off their hands. Now I'm still learning the trade, but the locals and travelers seem to like what I'm selling. I even started selling some traditional Akreen clothing recently. If you wear it around here, I'm positive the Akreens will take you as one of their own. See you next time. We're not done talking yet, Kalia. Can I see what you have? Here's my selection. Let me know if you need any help. Okay, so she sells an Akreen top, Akreen trousers, a Beetle Station top. Interesting. I think we're going to get one of each. Yeah, I think these are going to come in handy, I have a feeling. Yeah, I have a feeling those are going to come in handy. Thank you for shopping at Callius Clothing. I wonder what the name of the store is. If only there was some way to find out. Okay. Now everybody that was hanging out down here should be all calm, cool, and relaxed now. Okay, the fountain seems to be working. Wow, look how pretty that is. Oh, interesting. It's the character with the butterfly wings pouring water from like one bowl to another and then down into the... Interesting. Guard Sandeep. Ah, glider. You did a brilliant job getting the power back on. I don't know how... Oh, I don't know if you could hear it, but there was a tremendous noise. The whole town was delighted. All in a day's work. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Your work is appreciated and you are valued. Now, he leans in. How about our little investigation? Any useful evidence? Discuss the physical evidence, review the suspects, make an accusation. Discuss the physical evidence. What did you find when you searched the heart? The window was smashed. I tell him that the window of the control room of the heart was smashed open, and it's presumably how the culprit got inside. What did you find when you searched the heart? There was a feather on the floor. I tell him about the feather I saw on the floor of the heart, and suggest that the culprit may have left it behind. I say it might have been an accident, and then I pause a moment with some drama and whisper that it could also be a calling card. Sandeep crosses his arms, nodding furiously. I explain that the socket for the core was also in perfect condition, flawless even to one such as myself who is decidedly not an expert. I posit that whoever removed the core knew what they were doing and didn't want to damage it. Sandeep seems to like the sound of this. Okay, I told him all the things. Okay, so when I'm ready to make an accusation, I'll tell Sandeep. Okay, nope, still can't go through closed doors. Okay, so now that we've accomplished that, let's see if the person is up at the Chimes store. Let's see, is the doctor happy now? Bless Rohana, the power came back online just in time. I had 2 early-stage babies in wombs that could have run out in days. Well, glad he's happy. And doors are still closed. Hello? The water's running. Sharvarana introduces herself. She's the atomic priest in Akria. Sharvarana, okay. The atomic priest leans forward in a way they must think is inviting. And I suppose they're right, because here I am. Glider, we have a task for you if you're able, and interested, of course. Gliders tend to be interested in tasks. I've never known quite how to feel about the atomic priesthood. As a child, I had been both fearful and fascinated, watching them go about their mysterious business and making up all kinds of things about them in my head. Today, I understand that they are an order like any other, only more severe, more insular, and dedicated to collective caution in a way that increasingly feels more like paranoia than reason. Still, I do mostly like a task. Are you familiar with Lahore the Fabulist? I tell the priest I've never heard of L-L-H-O-R, Lahore the Fabulist. Then this is the perfect task for you, because you will know Lahore the Fabulist at its end. Sounds reasonable. I ask what the task is. We need you to find Lahore, and when you do, convey that we would like to invite her back to Akria. We miss her. Quite a lot, in fact. It may be the most emotion I've heard from a member of the priesthood, and it seems quite legitimate. I wonder what sort of relationship Lahore has with them. Tell me more about Lahore. I ask them to tell me more about Lahore. She has been among our strongest voices, turning warning into whimsy and safety into song. She speaks the language of the common to convey the words of the wise. Let's go down. Where do you think Lahore is? If you aren't sure where to start, it may be wise to speak with innkeepers at the Beetle Station. Lahore carries our messages all across the world. I thank them for the advice and wave goodbye. Farewell, Glider. Okay. You know, it's interesting now that the power is on here. Look how vibrant all the colors are and everything. Like it was all dull and muted before. And now everything's like super, super colorful. Very interesting. I'm sure that's quite intentional too. Yeah, everything's really pretty. Oh. The gate to the city is open over here. That wasn't open before. Why did the music just get weird? Alright, well he's back in his shop here. He looks too busy to interrupt. Watching him work is mesmerizing. Sands from different parts of the world forming different colors, textures, and strengths of glass. Okay. Something about his furnace. That's odd. Okay. Well, look who's here. I meet a chime maker called Aeon. Ah, you have the husks that Aoife promised me. Here is a little something for your trouble. Farewell, glider. Quest completed. Remnants of change. All right. Another quest down. So let's look at our... Whoops. Exit. Didn't mean to do that. That was a bit sudden. Okay, so we returned, spoke to Sandeep, asked around for information about the power cut. Okay. View from the bridge. Monument. Cartographer's badge. Queen. Okay, so Sharvahana and Akriya wanted me to track down Lahore, the legendary fabulist. They said I should ask innkeepers. So burnt. Okay, so we've got several. We have to go several places to even find out about them. The Shade of Akriya. So do we take this on while we're here? Oh, it's nightfall. Tej, hi there. I saw you get that flower over there. It's amazing. You're such a good hoverer. I can't wait for my gliding. I want to hover too. I look down at the child before me as they bob with excitement and tell them their gliding will be on them sooner than they know, and that then they'll be able to pick as many oasis flowers as they like. That's in forever. I need a flower now. Could you maybe give it to me, please? The flower? Yes, please. An oasis flower. I don't remember getting it. When do I have more than one? I can't escape out. Do I give it to them or do I keep it? I don't even know if I have it. I hand them the flower. They squeal with delight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They dig around in their pocket for a moment and pull something out. I expect it to be a little bug or some dirt, or maybe an old toy. But instead, they produce the entertainer's badge. Here, you're really nice. You can have this. I ask if they wouldn't prefer to hang on to it. There's plenty of use for such things later. I get a shake of the head. I think this one's for you. I'll get my own one day. I tell them I'm sure they will and leave with a wave. See you later, Glider. Interesting. Okay. So it doesn't look like anybody else is out on the dock. Well, we can go down this way. Double check, but... yeah, that's been opened. Hamza says hello. What can I do for you, Glider? I have some questions about the power cut. What do you want to ask? Oh, I already asked them this stuff. Yeah, I already talked. We already know all of this. Customized bike. Max speed, acceleration, and handling. Gliding wings. Booster. Aha. Okay, so I can paint it. Okay, let's go look at our bike. All right, let's try the multi-tonal one. Oh, the menus are really kind of messed up. Hold on, back. Yeah, all the colors are off kilter. All right, so back, close screen. Okay, let's try this again. We'll come around this way. Yeah, it's really bizarre. All right, so let's do that color. There we go. Okay, almost impossible to see until the sun rises. So, yeah, because it's dusk. We're going to have to wait to see what the bike actually even looks like. Okay, so we talked to them about the power cut already. We already talked to them. We'll come over this way. Okay, nobody's feeling talkative. This person's selling fish now. Is there anything in here? Nope, still nothing in there. Okay. Just wanted to check. Okay, this person is still just standing here. Odd. The huddled children giggle as I approach, the way children do. You're never quite sure whether they are entertained, nervous, or mocking. I decide to not let myself feel judged. First child, you're a glider. How do you know? I saw your bike. We can tell by your clothes. I'm psychic. You kids are smart. Do you want to play a game with us? Sure. Yay, the game is hide and seek. Do you know it? I think I might know it. I tell them I used to play with a young friend of mine back home. They don't seem particularly interested in the story. I've never felt so old. Oh, yeah, well, that happens. Third child. Good, you're it. We'll go hide and you have to find us. Okay, let's take a good look at these kids because we need to remember what they look like. Okay. I tell them to wait. Once I, the great worldly wise glider, cunningly track them down, how can I call them out if I don't know their names? Ha, don't be so sure you'll find us. This is our town, remember? Well, anyway, I'm Paula. I'm Jeff. And I'm Nez. I tell them my own name, and Paula points at me. Are you ready, Sable? You have to close your eyes and count to 100. No peeking and no skipping. And count slowly. That's a very high number. Just start counting. I close my eyes and start counting. I was sure one of them was going to be in there. Okay, so I don't know if I'm actively playing or only half-heartedly playing. This would be a good vantage point to see the kids up here. See, if I was one of those kids, I would have totally hid up here. Yeah, we can look for them while we're looking for other, townsfolk to talk to. That's fine. Just make sure they're not hiding in here, because that'd be a great place to hide. Chicken stuck behind the wall. What is making that noise? Those didn't have stuff in them before. That's interesting. Found one of them. I thought this was a really good hiding spot. You're smart for a grown-up. Wow. That's a little rough. Okay, we didn't ask Cafe Onorita about the, any idea why someone might have taken the core? Whatever the reason, it's been terrible for business. Where were you when the power went out? Same place as always, here in the cafe. Who do you think did it? There's people coming and going every day in this town. It could be anyone. Okay, not a lot of help, but always good to ask. Yeah, those folks seem rather disinterested. Let's see. Out on the docks. In the boats, no. Let's just rule out the entire dock by going down the length of it here. Okay, so unless they're treading water, they're not here. We were just down this hallway. Oh, that's the doctor. Those are cool. Those boxes light up. They're like street lights. That's really cool. Oh, you found me. You found the others first? That means I win. The real victory is in the fun you have with your friends. No, it's this. Wow. Okay. Anyway, you're pretty fun for a grown-up, so you can have this badge. You need 3 of these so you can wear the entertainer's mask. I thank them for the game and the badge and say goodbye. As I leave, I feel a small pang in my heart. I miss Saima and the rest of the clan. I wonder what she'd think of me taking up the entertainer's mask. Quest completed. Glide and seek. That was fun. Nice little diversion. Okay, so, did that. Ask around to Kriya. I don't feel like we have enough information. View the ancient race, cartographer mask, the eggs. We don't have enough eggs, do we? No, we've only got 14. Collect more masks. Saren's terminals. Glowworms. I'd have to go to the Seven Sisters station. Searching for Lahore. I need to go to all the different stations. The Shade of Akria. I think this is the last task we need to do in town. Treasure Scrappers. That's back at Burnt Oak. Yeah. I should speak to Maz when I'm ready to go with the plan. Well... I guess we could take on the task. My guess is this person is in here. That very large tower that I tried to climb up. That I got almost to the top too. But it's got a lip around the outside edge so you can't get up over it. Let's see. Oh, the power is back on. Did you do that? That's right. He kind of liked the power being off because he said it made everybody kind of relax a little bit, or made things less hectic or something to that effect. Yeah, I guess we could go ahead and do the shade. So let's we'll head out the front gate and we'll swing around and talk to Maz. Or we could just run into that wall, either way. Hello, those weren't here before. There's a giant camel-like animal. I guess I could just do this. That's Garay. I have some questions about the power cut. He scratches himself and spits on the ground before giving me a shrug. Any idea why someone might have taken the core? He smells... It's not the worst or most pungent smell, not like rot or bile or anything so pointedly awful. No, he smells like old dust, tinged with stale oil and ground into the fabric of old garments or buried under fingernails. It clings to him, and I turn away just a little as he answers me. Heard about a big sale going on down in Surrey recently. Not sure what, but it caused a stir, let's say. Whatever it is, it's long gone by now. He shrugs, so I press him a little further, asking if he had any idea who the seller was. As far as I heard, it was some machinist with a mushroom habit. Not sure how true that is, but let's say it's come up a few times. Could this machinist be Hamza? I add him to my list of suspects. Who do you think did it? He stares at me for a few seconds, and I mistake it for consideration before I realize he's looking at me like I'm stupid. Wow. I don't name names, and even if I did, beats me who did this, but more power to him, I say. There's a pause, and then he laughs loudly. Okay, so he did it. You get it? More power to him? Very funny. I muster a false laugh for him, but it almost seems to offend him. He waves me off. Alright, the big question. Where were you when the power went out? Cafe. I cross my arms, mostly out of impatience, but it seems to work on Gray somehow. Alright, I got in a little scrap. Is that what you want to hear? Nothing to do with anything, and probably not your business, but sure. Had a fight, power went out, broke it up. I keep my arms crossed. End of story. I got nothing else. Alright. Okay, so... Now I'm curious, now that we've done that, if I come out here and look at this... Oh, didn't mean to do that. I just called my bike. Yeah, here it comes. Bike, bike, oh bike. Chill, 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 chill. Love the new paint job though. Digging that. Okay, I don't know how to make it do what it did that one time there was one time I went over and I talked to Maz and he said, find this symbol. Which was this on the wall here. So I look at it. And then when I came over here, this same symbol that's on that wall, there was a face sticking out of like the bottom part of the wall here. But when I got close, like the ground wasn't working right. So I don't know if like there was some kind of messed up quest thing that was supposed to happen, or if I did something wrong, or if it was a glitch, or I mean right now I've already got a glitch as it is. It thinks I'm underwater. I've constantly got this bubble over the top of my head. So, you know, I got that going for me. Alright, let's go put the bike back away. I don't want it just sitting out here. Alright. Plus, it gives us a chance to talk to, Okay, we're still asking around about the power. Just double checking that he didn't give us another quest or something. No, okay. So we're still doing this. Oh, Oh, interesting. Look at that. We can't talk to him anymore. Very interesting. Suddenly we can't talk to... Okay. Curious. Oh, so what we were originally going to do is we were going to go talk to Maz. And we were going to do the shade. Now that the gates are open, we can cut through here. The kids are there playing. Put the shade mask on and let me know when you're ready to do this. Okay. So... we will dress as... Let's see, that's Beetle Station, Biker, Ibexi, Bouldering, Akreen, Machinist, Ibexi, and then a Monumental Stone Top. So we're going to dress as an Akreen. All right. Oh, there's the Akreen guard's clothing. Do we dress as a guard? We don't have an Akreen guard's top, though. Are you ready to do this, Glider? I'm ready. Well then, let's begin. Oh, that's who the child is. We saw them sitting in that cell. First guard. You know, I was thinking. Oh no, it's one of these. No, this one's interesting. Doubtful, but I don't know. Tell me anyway. Listening to you is marginally better than the wind. I'm gonna keep listening. Thank you. I was thinking about how I've seen plenty of Nemor plants, but I've never really thought about what's inside them, you know? What's inside a Nemor plant? The second guard says, it's glowing. First guard, well, yeah, obviously. I know it's glowing, but why? What causes the light? I don't know, glowing stuff. Why do you think about these things? What's the point? I don't know. What do you think about it? Normal things. Boring things, more like. The guards lap into silence. It's time to make myself known. No, no, it's the shade. The second guard, run! First guard, go, go, go! I am buzzing with nervous excitement, and maybe a touch of power, but I tell myself it's only to ensure that I give back the mask and continue my gliding. This is not the time to take up the mantle of vigilante. Vigilante. Yeah. As I approach the boy, who seems no worse for the wear, and he possibly even entertained by the guard's reactions, he waves. When I speak, I maintain the illusion. My voice is not quite so searing as the shades must have been, but it's a worthy effect. Loudly, I call him son of Maz, and declare that he is free to go and return to his father. What? Who are you? I tell him that I am the Shade of Akria, and do a pose that might help him along. No, Maz is the Shade of Akria, and he isn't my father. My father's dead. My heart stops. But Maz takes care of me. He takes care of all of us. My heart starts beating again. Did he send you? The Shade sends himself, or yes, Maz sent me. If I say Maz sent me, it'll seem like he knows the Shade, so that would be cool. Or the Shade sends himself, but then why would he have shown up? And did he really say I was his son? I nod. The boy laughs a little, with something like relief. He says that to us, calls us sons and daughters, but didn't know if he really meant it. Thank you. I'll get back to him now. Without another word, he is off. Quest updated. The Shade of Akria. Wait, what did it... Hold on. I snuck up on the guards at night and scared them away with the Shade of Akria mask. The boy made a quick getaway after the guards ran away. I should return to Maz to let him know everything went according to plan. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we are going to, actually, so we don't get caught, we're going to put our clothes back on. Biker, Beetle, Ibexi, Bouldering, Akreen, Machinist, Ibexi. There we go. Now we're back in our clothes. Yeah, that was open before. Well, the guards just took off and like left. They're just gone. Okay. A crane fin. Imagine what could have happened if the power had stayed off much longer. I think we would have to leave town. Okay. There it is again. Okay, can you see it? I see a mask glaring through the slit with statue-like stillness. Stranger in the wall, show me the eyes. I wait a moment, unsure if I really heard something. The mask is not forthcoming. Rohana's mask. It's you. I don't recognize this person at all. The Shade of Akria, a legend of this awful town. I am so absolutely delighted to finally meet you. I've been waiting at this post for a long time now. Oh, you look surprised. We've never met, but you left all your gear with Gramps, remember? What? Can I have my stuff back? Of course, I have no use for it. It's all yours for some spookily reasonable prices. I begin to object at having to purchase my own stuff back when they interrupt me immediately. Hold up. Their tone has shifted from sickeningly saccharine to direct and matter-of-fact. Firstly, don't fool yourself for a second that I don't know you aren't the original Shade. Secondly, your previous incarnation dumped all of his gear here with Gramps. He might have been besotted with the Shade, but I am not. No, not one bit. You can't just leave stuff here for however many years and not expect to pay at least interest and storage fees. I begin to realize what I initially thought as delight to see the Shade was actually delight at the opportunity to empty my wallet. Here's what you left my Gramps. Okay, so we have the Shade's bike front, the bike wings, the bike booster, the Shade's top, and the Shade's truck. We have the Shade's entire outfit. 1, 2. Oh, that's almost 900. How much do we have? We've got 1,100. Yeah, but I mean, who else is going to have this? Literally, it's one-of-a-kind gear. It's a big spender. Spend 1,000 cuts. Yeah, I'm about to spend a whole lot. Ouch. Ouch. All right. That's all I got. See you around, Shade. Okay, so that's what that was all about. So we're gonna go back over and talk to Maz. Maz's posture has softened when I see him again, like the weight's gone. He is happy. I ask if the boy returned to him, and he nods. Thank you. He is safe with his brothers and sisters. I ask him how many there are. Nearly a dozen, orphans all, and the kindest young people you'll ever meet. Being the Shade, I saw much of the city's true face, and I suppose I found an even more important role to play. I would have taken up the mask again myself, but if I was discovered, then what would happen to them, you know? I tell him I understand, and that I think Maz is far more helpful than the Shade. He shrugs. Perhaps, but why don't you keep the mask? There might be use for the Shade yet. Farewell, Glider. And we have finished playing the Shade of Akriya. Yay. Okay. Let's see. Looks like everyone's buzzing again. Power's back. Fancy some fresh fruit? No, I don't need anything. Goodbye. Well, the power stations are working again, so the bikes can charge up. All right, let's look at our list. Ask around to Kriya for information about the power cut. When I'm ready to make an accusation, I should speak to Sandeep. Ancient race, the cartographer, build, collecting masks. Glowworms, riding the wave, searching, treasure scrappers. Oh, speaking of treasure, West. I have 10. Okay, I've got 10 pieces of. Let's see, select this. Whoop. Go back. Those are the various badges I have. Bike parts. Quest, there we go. So I've got the ring artifact, the atomic key, the atomic card. I just have one husk left from that one. I have one oasis flower. Okay, 10 scrap metal, so I have plenty of scrap metal. I should get some money back for that. Suspect, Machinist Hamsa. Suspect, Climber Garay. The smashed glass, the large feathers. The empty socket. I don't think the merchant is a suspect. I think Gary basically was a toady for somebody. The feathers are a little odd. I haven't quite put my finger on that whole scenario, but so what do we have to do on our current quest? We were supposed to ask around for more information. And we're not done yet, otherwise it would have filled in by now. So we're missing somebody that we have to talk to yet. Oh, it's saying the next step is that we need to talk to Sandeep. Machinist Hamza. Let's go through the case against Hamza. What's his motive? He owed money. He hates atomic technology. Not sure. Not sure. What's his motive? Yeah, someone paid him to do it. How did he do it? He's a climber. He climbed. He stole the key from Hamza's workshop. We didn't see any sign of break-in from the outside of the building. I think he stole the key. Oh, the workshop was broken into the other day. It was a group. Yeah, I don't have enough information to make an accusation yet. Yeah, it's saying I still need to ask around at Korea for information. So there's still people we need to talk to that I haven't yet. Okay, unhelpful character. I think there's somebody over here. It's the bike merchant. I sell plenty of bike parts here, but I hear there's a machinist at the Seven Sisters station in Hakoa who has been investigating using some more volatile technology for powering bikes. Volatile technology. That's a little concerning. Alright. Tell you what, we have been playing for 3.5 hours now. So I do think that this is a good stopping point in between completing quests and not completed quests. So yeah, let's go ahead and we're gonna jump out of the game for now. There we go. That was a jarring break in audio. I do apologize for that. yeah, man, this game is fascinating. There's so many things going on in it, and all these little side quests you can do, like the playing hide and seek with the kids and all that stuff to get more badges. I didn't even know that was a thing. The entertainer badges, that was kind of cool. And then we did the whole, the shade and did that. So yeah, we got a ton of stuff done. But yeah, the figuring out who did the crime, I feel like we still need some more information. We can't just randomly accuse people if we don't know for a fact that they actually did it and are guilty. Yeah, I don't want to make any false accusations on any of the townspeople. That just doesn't seem right. So, but yeah, that is going to do it for this stream. We will let's see. It's Monday. We should be back on Wednesday. I'm hoping, as long as things stay calm and chilled out a little bit. We will be back on Wednesday for part 7 of this first playthrough of Sable, and we will continue on our quest for trying to find out who the bad guys are and who's been up to no good. But if you've liked what you've seen and you're watching live, please feel free to hit the follow button. If you really enjoy it and you want to be part of our community here, you can hit the subscribe, or you can use your Prime subscription to get a free subscription to my channel. It comes with a bunch of emotes and a bunch of great people. The community here is a wonderful group of people. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. They're a bunch of good folks. So yeah, and if you were watching this on the VOD, you can either follow here on Twitch, or if you're watching the video later, excuse me, 1 second, I need a drink. Oh, there we go. Or if you're watching the video later on YouTube, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It lets me know that you enjoy watching these. So yeah, that is going to do it for this stream. Please remember to be well, take care of yourself, take care of one another, look out for yourself, and look out for the folks around you, and treat people. Try to treat people around you. Treat them with a little kindness. Things are rough these days, and people need a little extra TLC these days. We could all use a little extra TLC these days. And in particular, please don't forget to treat yourself the way you would treat a best friend, because you deserve nothing less. So that is going to do it for me. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you might be on the big blue marble. And I will see you real soon. Until then, take care.